Hello, welcome to Let's Talk with me, your host, IRENE Solo. Today, we're going to have one of our great guests again. We're going to have our beloved brother all the way from East Africa. And I believe you'll really be encouraged. So join me as we welcome uh, Minister. He's a minister. He's also a project manager. This guy is all rounded. He's all rounded. Sometimes I don't even know how to explain what he does, but I want you to hear him himself because he's all rounded. He is one person who has navigated life, and today he's standing as a testimony. And I love that about it. So please hear about him. That's why I said that in this life, we take to be empowered, it's one step at a time. Just be willing to take that step. He was willing to take his one step, and here he is today, being an encouragement to you and I. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamau. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Without wasting much time, I'm going to tell you more about Minister Kamau or Mr. Kamau. Let's leave the minister part. Let's use Mr. Kamau.
Yes.
They want to explain the rest by himself. Rocky Kirudi Kamau was born in Kenya. He's a practicing Christian. He's married with children, and he's also a church servant, a very committed church servant. He has vast experience in ICT, both technical and software. He has studied in Kenya, South Africa, and living in Kenya currently. He has a passion for the youth and community development. He has pioneered NGOs both in Johannesburg and in Uganda, and currently he's working on one in Kenya. So I want us to literally welcome him and hear more from him and understand what he's doing and what has happened to him and why he decided to do what he's doing today. Okay. Thank you so much, Rocky, for joining us. Thank you so much. We call him Rocky, but I know you can call him Mr. Kamau. But thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you. We really appreciate your time and the growth that you have had so much. It's inspirational. It's
Thank you
inspirational. So
very
I
much.
just wanted us to know. Tell us more. Who is Mr. Kamau? Who
This
is
guy
Mr.
is
Yes.
yes, this guy is just a normal guy that
Yeah.
decided not to back down. I decided I'm not going to sit and wait for life to happen.
Yeah.
I tried that back at
Mm-hmm.
home, and it never did work. I had an issue with parents at home because I was not a kind of person who was always waiting for things to happen. I always like to make them happen. So that was the thing that
Mm-hmm.
pushed me from the village, in my village in the western in Kenya. So
Mm-hmm.
that part of me where I was not able to just sit and wait, that was not me. I had to go out there and make things happen. I remember I took myself to college after Form 4. I don't know if that's grade 12 in South Africa. My parents could not be able to
Grade
afford
12.
to pay
Yes.
for my school. So
Mm.
yeah, I think it's grade 12, yes. So I had to
Yes.
make ends meet. So I went to the capital city, which is Nairobi, and I decided to sell CDs. I was selling, those days there were CDs, compact discs. I was selling them on the streets.
Yes.
So I was able to, you go and make
Mm-hmm.
copies, you come and sell in the evening, then you go to school in the morning, then you come back in the evening, then you go to school in the morning, like that, like that. So that's how I got to study in Nairobi, and I was staying with a pastor friend of
Mm-hmm.
mine, Pastor John Thiongo. And you
Mm-hmm.
see, also being a pastor, being a man of God, you also have your own challenges, and then you have this brother that also is expecting transport from you, is expecting fees from you. It was not easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but moving on, that's who I am. I'm that kind of person that doesn't really like to wait for things to happen. So you have to force them. We have to make them come to happen. So that's who
So you
I am in a nutshell.
So, so you are telling us that Mr. Kamau is the one that is willing to take a step, right?
Yes, yes, I take bold steps. It's not easy. It's not easy, I must say, but it's worth it. I've seen a lot of things. I can
Yeah.
tell a story. Um, my reason for going to Johannesburg, South Africa, was because things were not as 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 nice as they were supposed to be in Kenya. So I made a
Mm.
decision. I left Nairobi with about 500 rands. Like
Mm-hmm,
that's the
mm-hmm,
money I
mm-hmm.
left with, and having paid the the bus from Nairobi to Tanzania to Zambia to Zimbabwe and then to South Africa, I'd remained with about 50 rands. That's what I had when I got to South Africa. So some other person would be very demotivated and discouraged, but that was not me. So when I got to Johannesburg, it was in May, and in May it's winter. I had not checked what's the weather like, so I was in a t-shirt, and I had to call a friend of mine. You might know him, called Collins Kobe. I called him, came for me, picked me up, went to work, and I started working like that. And the rest is
That's good.
history.
That's good.
You
I know Collins very well, and he's a great guy.
Yes,
And that was good that at least he was willing to help out. So, in a nutshell, tell me something. So, what has really
yes.
motivated you to become actively involved in community development, particularly with focusing on youth initiatives?
I think because I desire for positive impact. My desire is
Mm-hmm.
always to have a difference in the community I stay. In South Africa, I was staying in. I had opened two, no, four ICT classes in Orange
Mm-hmm.
Town, in Orange Farm, in Diepsloot, another one outside in Northwest, and another one in I forget the place. Is it Klaksdorp? Somewhere like that. So I
Yeah,
had
Klexdop.
four
Yeah, Klexdop.
places. Yes,
They call it
yes,
Klexdop.
something like that.
Yes.
Klaksdorp.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I opened those places because I felt that people were really in need of an education. In Orange Farm, I would honestly tell you that people had every reason to go to class. I had queues and queues of students waiting for just this chance to come to class. I even had to chase others away because of there's no space. I had to move others in another in the next stream. So
Tell me
I
something.
saw the
Sorry,
need.
I have to
Yes,
cut you here. Tell me something. These classes, were you
yes,
offering them for free?
yes. The class were basically free because what we
Wow.
started with, we were charging them a commitment fee of 100 rands.
Okay.
You can imagine that is basically free
Yeah.
because we're still
Yeah.
offering tea, we're offering lunch, and
Mm-hmm.
we're offering SITA certificates.
Wow. 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 Okay, you've disappeared. Yeah, Mr. Kamau is having a problem with load shedding. He's in East Africa at the moment, but I hope he will show up soon. He'll come back. But that is a story of somebody who's telling you how they were willing to change somebody else's life because they did not want other people to go through what they have gone through. His youth was
Correct.
not easy, so he did not want other youths to go through the same pain. Yeah, so he is back. Mr. Kamau, yes, continue talking to us. So, with all this, that because the way I'm looking at you and the way I'm hearing your story, it's like you wanted to make a difference because you didn't want any other youth to go through the same pain or the same challenges you went through. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. I wanted to make sure that people get better. I have
Mm-hmm.
success stories because
Mm-hmm.
I was there for about 7 years when I was in Orange Farm. There's
Mm-hmm.
students that left my classes and went on to
Mm-hmm.
get jobs. Others got manager in Celsi. Another one got a managerial job at the fiber optic places. So these are people that came from me. So they would pass
mm,
by, you know, they still, that is their hood. They would pass by and still say, ah, you're still here. Like, like, how are you still here helping people, instead of doing something for yourself? Are you still here with
mm,
all the
mm,
knowledge
mm,
that you gave us? You're still here
mm, mm,
empowering the youth, empowering. Even I remember my sister came there, and now she's an admin at an IT place in town, at the mall
mhm.
and stuff like that. They would even go by there. They would even go and buy me KFC a bucket, and it is just fun. Sometimes those are the things that makes
Yo,
life fun, because
life
it's
interesting. It's true.
yes, it's
Yeah.
just interesting. Yeah, you have people,
Mm,
and then they really appreciate that they've seen that this has worked for them and it has changed their lives. Most people, even when
mm,
they're graduating, they cry. This is the only paper they've
mm. I'm sorry, there's a bit of a problem with the network, but we'll still continue hearing from Rocky when he manages to. He will come back. Mr. Kamau is one kind of a person that I hope that many of us can be able to emulate, because even when life throws lemons at you, somebody once said, "Take that lemon, cut it, and make a lemonade out of it." Because many of us, when there are challenges, we sit down and we say to ourselves, "No, there is a challenge, so I give up. Nobody's there for me." But here he was a young guy. And you know, you have to note that for him to have finished his grade 12 and decided to educate himself, grade 12, normally you finish it, maybe you are at the age of 16 to 18, many of the people. And he, from that age, he went to the capital city, which is Nairobi. And from there, he decided to educate himself. He took himself to the college. He finished. And from that, with that knowledge that he had, he literally took another step from there and went all the way to South Africa, another country. So you have to realize that this man has a great story. Unfortunately, the blackout is dealing with us, but I believe we'll still hear his story. So I was just elaborating of how much you have gone through things and yet you are still standing. So please tell me
yes,
something, because I can see that your electricity is dealing with us today. So tell me
yes.
something. How do you balance your roles as a family man, a church servant, and a professional in the ICT field?
Now, exactly, that's the word balance. You have to balance
Yes.
these things. You have to balance them. You can't
Okay, he's gone again. As he said, the exact word there is balance. In everything, you have to always know how to balance it. He has a great wife, that I know. So I believe that it's also helping with the balancing and all that. So, what I just need to encourage each and every one of us as we are waiting for him, we are not going to give up. We need to hear this story. And I really hope this story of the lights going out should stop. But anyway, as time goes on, all those things will be sorted. I believe that. So Mr. Kamau is one person that I have known him for a while, and he went through ups and downs. Seeing him like this today makes me smile, because he went through a lot in life. Okay, Mr. Kamau, you're back. I'm busy giving you a storyline. Imagine. So tell us,
because
how
you
do
know
you
me.
tell me, how do you balance all this? Because I told them you have a great
eh,
wife. I need to
you
have her on my
you
show.
have to balance. You have to balance because
Mhm,
this fact. The good thing with my wife, we work together.
mhm.
That's
That's good.
the part that I like. So even
Mhm,
in Johannesburg, we worked at the same organization. When you went
mhm,
to Uganda, we went with him and
mhm,
all the family, and we worked
mhm,
together there again. And even now, we are
mhm.
working together. So
That's
that
good.
already brings a lot of balance.
Yeah,
You
that's good.
don't
That's good.
leave your wife somewhere to go and work somewhere else. No, 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 no. That doesn't work. It's not working.
That is a warning from Mr. Kamau, according to
Yeah,
Mr.
no, no, no.
Kamau, right?
Yes, you move with your wife wherever you're going because she's who will pray for you because she's
Uh-huh.
there for you to back you up in
Mhm,
prayer. She's there to back you up with
mhm,
advice. She's your helper.
mhm,
There's no
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, he's cut again, but I'm sure he's gonna come back. As he says that your spouse is your helper. Let me tell you one thing. Mr. Kamau's wife is a great woman. I've met her so many times. I've known them. I've known the family for a long time. She is a great woman. When you talk about tenacity, when you talk about beauty, both inside and outside, wow, that woman is something else. So her backing Mr. Kamau up, you definitely success is inevitable. So yes,
Amen.
yes, sir, you are back.
Amen.
You are talking
Yes.
about not
Yes, I was
leaving your
saying
wife
you
behind.
don't leave your wife behind. You can't leave your wife behind
Yes,
because where will you be getting the support from? And there's
yes.
always challenges if you do that because
Yeah.
God can only hear the prayer of two or three, not one or two. So already
Mhm.
you need to be prepared to support your wife.
Okay, he says God will hear the prayer of two or three, not one or two. But actually, the whole point is trying to put across is when you support one another, even in your relationship, you are guaranteed success. Two are better than one. And remember, when you're united, you come up with great points, and you give each other a lot of energy and support to be able to achieve whatever it is that you're supposed to achieve. I encourage people in relationship, people who are married, always learn to be united. Sometimes it may not be easy. I know we are from different backgrounds. It's okay, but let us learn to work together. It's very important, as you heard Mr. Kamau saying. I know the wife very well, and she has done a great job, not only for to herself or with the husband, but even with the children. They are doing a great job, and they are working together, helping the underprivileged, the NGOs. They are working. They literally moved away from South Africa, went all the way back to Uganda, worked together there, and they've moved from there, from Uganda. They've started another NGO again in Kenya. I need you to remember this. When they left South Africa, they actually went to start afresh. So they pioneered the one they started in Uganda. Now they've left it running. They've gone again to Kenya to pioneer another one. So they are doing a great job, and they are working with the youths. They are working with the youths in the community. So they are doing a great job. That's one thing that you need to really remember. Yes, sir, you're back.
Yes, I will not leave. I will not leave it. I think we should do this some other time also. I
We
have
will
lots to
definitely
say,
have
but
to do it.
the
Yes.
lights are not giving us a break even. Yes. So
So
as I was
let,
saying,
let me,
it's right.
yes. Hmm.
Mm.
Yes, continue as you're saying.
Yes, I was saying that when you have a wife, that's when you can be able to balance life. I'm not
Yes.
saying the ones who are single cannot do it, but you do it better when you're married. It's a
Okay.
lot of uh, pressure that can be taken away once you come home and discuss things out. You see, like when you have a wife that you're working together with, then she understands the what motivates you to do what you're doing, and especially if you're
Okay.
working on the same thing. She's also very passionate about the youth. She does
Mhm.
fashion and design while I do ICT. So these are the things that are able to build us up even in our marriage. So it keeps us
That's good.
going. We love what we do, and that is empowerment to the youth. And also we see the community has developed, community has changed. You see people come together, people are able to fundraise their efforts into bringing kids to school. In Uganda, for example, I had to drive to places to pick up kids every day. I see guys on the streets, just standing there. And I ask them, "What are you doing here?" They say, "We are chilling." I got so angry. What do you mean by chilling? I don't even know what that word means because I don't understand how you can be here and your friends are in class studying,
In
then to come
school.
and employ
Yeah.
you. I got very
Mm,
angry and I went to their father and I wrote a letter and
mm,
that's how passionate I am with this. It's not like
yeah.
I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for them. I want them to be better
Mm,
people. That's what I
mm,
love doing. So my wife would
mm.
tag along and come and also motivate them, and we see a change. After 2 months of studying, you see the guy comes back and say, if were it not for you, I would be there cutting sugarcane.
Yes, it's true. Okay, the network again is cutting him off. But yes, what he's saying, did you see the passion? He is willing to take a step. He will meet people along the way. He will meet the youths along the way, finding that they are not going to school because of the passion that he has. He's willing to ask, why are you not going to school? And he from there he will take a step, go to the parents, talk to them, from there take a step and be willing to drive to their homes and pick them up and take them to school. Do you see? That is passion. You don't just stand up and say, I'm passionate about this, and because it doesn't give you what you want, you decide to leave it. No, I always tell people, I love people, and because I love you, I will do good by you, whether you like it or not. So passion
Yes,
can drive you. Passion that Mr. Kamau is having is what has been driving him and his wife. So it's not about just
amen.
saying you go and get married. No, getting a good spouse, a spouse that also understands you, both male and female. So time is
Amen.
running. I want to ask you this question before you go. Yeah,
Yes, please.
tell me something. You were in South Africa, in Johannesburg. Then you went to Uganda. Then
Yes.
you are now in Kenya. Tell me, what encouraged you to pioneer these NGOs? And not only that, what are the challenges that you faced while working on these NGOs or
Yes.
working with these NGOs?
Challenges also come with the government. I've seen challenges with different
Yeah.
arms of government, like registrations. Like we had a clinic in Joburg, but in Joburg they give medication from the government. Government supports you, then you are
Mhm,
able to give
mhm,
the statistics. You give the stats to the government, they give you back the medicine. Now in
mhm,
in Uganda, it's not there. We do not even have medicine in local hospitals, let alone for them to give you medicine. So you have to get medicine
mhm,
again. You buy medicine by yourself. You still be able to give the government the stats. See, those are kind of the dynamics that are happening in different places where you go.
mhm,
And in Kenya, it's also a bit different. They do not trust NGOs in that much. They have a
mhm,
mistrust on NGOs.
mhm,
They think NGOs, they are here to fleece money, to take money from people and things like that. Those are
mhm,
kind of challenges we get. But in in all, what encourages us is what we are doing is for the greater good. Is we're not doing it
mhm,
for for us to enrich ourselves. We're doing it to see that we have impacted the youth. Mostly, the future of the youth is what we are investing in. If we invest in the youth, then you're going to
mhm.
get better results out of them. And you see,
Yeah.
in South Africa, we got very many youths, almost 700 youths out of the streets. Almost 700 youths are
Wow.
out of the streets because they
Wow.
were able to
Wow.
get employment. Even if they were not able to get employment, they were able to employ themselves. Some went on to
Which
fix
is
computers, others were to fix phones, others could be able to
wow.
fix to run network cables, things like that. Those things,
Mm,
others got
mm,
fashion shops, boutiques. Those are things that have impacted the community. We still even have contacts with some people that are doing well in Joburg right now. Now in Uganda, the same thing. We've seen also. We've only had like two two peop two groups that have been able to get certified, and these people are already
mhm.
doing very well. Yeah,
That's
it
good.
didn't take us very long because of the COVID and all that, but after that we were able to impact greatly to the youth. So those are things that encourages us when you meet people that could not even type, could not even speak a word of English. Now they're able to
And now they
converse, they're
can
able to write,
speak, and now
type a
they can
CV,
type.
they type a
Yes.
CV, and they're able to even
Imagine.
type for someone else, and they charge
Yeah.
someone a few shillings, a few rands,
A few
and they're able
cents
to get
here
some
and there
money.
and be able to
Hey,
make life.
that's what we want.
Yes.
This, those are those
Yes.
are
That's
those are good reports. Those are success stories. They make us very very happy. When we had one patient, I remember She had bad teeth and they were dropping out. And we got a donor who was able to fix her teeth. That lady would always come to class and cry, just crying and say, "See, I didn't even have teeth. Now I can smile."
Wow.
She didn't really used to smile. Those are things that make us very happy. We really are
You see,
a happy couple when we see
those
that.
you see, those are success stories that many of us really need to actually tap into and focus on. And sir, because time is almost gone, I just want you to
Yes,
answer this quickly, please.
yes.
What advice will you give to someone who is listening and struggling to take that one step forward?
You never take that step forward if you're always mark timing, if you're always procrastinating, if you're always thinking of let me do it tomorrow, let me do it tomorrow. You do it when
Yeah,
you are supposed to do it. You do it now because time does not wait for anyone. Time does not
yeah.
wait. We have to do it,
Mm,
and we do it now. I know it's hard. I know it's some territory that you've not gone to, and then you feel a bit
mhm,
fearful. You think, what if there's a hole there?
mm.
You never know until you jump.
Yeah,
Then you'll find
yeah.
there could be a hole or there could not be a hole. So how would you know? So
There may
for
not
for
be a
for me,
hole there.
I
It's
would just
true.
advise someone to take that bold step. Just take the step and let other things happen behind. Remember, as Christians, we do not believe in what we see. We have faith. Faith is
Mhm.
going to direct you into doing the right thing. So
Wow,
that's
thank
my
you so
advice, not
much. You
to
see,
not to procrastinate.
that's great. You see, you've given us power pack information. Because even if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to take a step. Another thing
Yes,
you have just mentioned the whole idea of passion. Many people don't really realize that you have to be passionate. So those are the
yes.
things. And truthfully speaking, Mr. Kamau, me and you still need to have another follow-up meeting because I like your story. You didn't give the whole story. I know your
No,
story.
no,
There
no.
are ups and
It
downs.
was
I would
not.
like for people to know how you struggled over the years and how you have even gotten here. So we'll definitely have
Yes.
to arrange for you to join us again. And it's just
Amen.
that our time is, I know you also struggled with the network today, but we really
Yes.
appreciate your presence. We really appreciate you being here. Those who are watching, please kindly always remember to inform us where you're watching from and write any questions or any concerns or any encouragements that you want to hear from us. Just write it down. We'll hear from you. And always remember that we appreciate you. So, Mr. Kamau, thank you so much for joining us today, but we're going to arrange for you
Thank
to
you for
join us
having me.
again. Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Amen.
And God
I'll be over.
bless. Thank you so much
Bye.
for all for listening. And remember, this is Let's Talk. And we are always talking. Everybody has a story. Speak it out. So this is Let's Talk. And we are always here to talk about what you're going through, how you have achieved it, how you've worked through with resilience, and how you have managed to stand up today, because everybody has a story to tell. Okay. So always remember, you are somebody unique. No matter what people say, you are unique, and don't ever allow anybody else to tell you otherwise. So you are born to be authentic, not flawless, or rather, you are born to be real and not perfect. So stop allowing anyone or anything to stop you from being who you are. All for listening. Bye for now. Remember, you're beautiful.
In my darkest hour, you are my present help. You pick me up from the deep